After an early exit in the 2022 Major League Baseball playoffs, the questions in the clubhouse immediately turned to the future. Some of the Mets' best players will be going through free agency during the 22-23 offseason, and the team could look vastly different heading into spring training. Owner Steve Cohen has shown that he's willing to spend to put a World Series contender on the field, but he and general manager Billy Epler won't be able to bring everyone back. There will have to be some priorities as the front office looks to bolster the lineup for a deeper run next season. The Mets have 13 big free agents in order of who they should prioritize bringing back next season. For the Mets, Tyler Naquin will be nothing more than a reserve outfielder moving forward. He did not impress when he came over in a trade from the Reds, slashing 203, 246, 390, and 49 games with the Mets. Naquin could find a starting job with another team with that role probably not present in New York. Trevor May had a season to forget in his second and final season of his $15.5 million contract with the Mets. He was the second highest paid reliever on the Mets this season, but with an arm injury sidelining him for 3 months, he could never rebound from a brutal early season showing. Once Michael Givens was settled with the Mets, he pitched better than his numbers suggested. After giving up 5 earned runs in his first Mets appearance, he posted an ERA of 2.70 across his final 18 games. Made a few rough outings including against the Braves and Padres, sourced some of the quality that Givens provided the team. If the team wants to see what they have in either Tyler McGill or David Peterson, one of the team's current members of the rotation is going to have to go. Carlos Carrasco had a bounce-back season on the heels of a torn hamstring and an elbow surgery, but he is also the team's second oldest starter in the rotation at 35. The Mets' need for a designated hitter landed them the right-handed hitting Daniel Vogelbach at the trade deadline. He delivered some memorable moments, including 6 home runs and 25 RBIs, but his 47 strikeouts in 55 games left a little to be desired. The team could opt to keep him at a reasonable $1.5 million in 2023. Trevor Williams was a true professional and team player during the Mets' 2022 season, accepting his role as a spot starter or long reliever depending on the situation with injuries. The team will be hard-pressed to find someone else comfortable in this role. The question might be whether Williams wants to go back to playing a role as a starter for another team. One of the longest tenure Mets, Seth Lugo got choked up at the thought of the future after the team's exit following Game 3 of the Wild Card Series. Lugo made the second most appearances of any Mets reliever with 62, behind Adam Ottavino. His background as a starter gives him value to go multiple innings out of the bullpen. Most teams will probably sign for a player of Taijuan Walker's quality at the number 4 spot in the rotation. Walker missed 2 starts with right shoulder bursitis in April and then ended up starting 29 games for the second straight season. Elbow and knee injuries seem to be well in Walker's rearview mirror, and he'll command much more than the $6 million player option that he can accept. Adam Ottavino was a last-minute addition to the Mets bullpen once the lockout ended, and he became Buck Showalter's setup option, living up to the $4 million contract he received last March. Adam Ottavino proved he can still perform at a high level in his 12th Major League season, but his age is a concern moving forward as he's the oldest member of the Mets bullpen at 36. The Mets' number 3 starter has a mutual option of $19 million that he and the Mets could agree upon heading into 2023 to keep him in New York one more season. During the postseason, Chris Bassett mentioned how difficult it is to pitch in a large market, but how he believes he was up to the challenge. He made the most starts and pitched the most innings on the team, and the Mets would like to have that dependability back. All Brandon Nimmo has known since he was drafted at Wyoming in 2011 has been the Mets organization. In his first free agency opportunity, Brandon Nimmo has mentioned that our priority is winning, but he'll be one of the hottest outfield free agents this offseason after proving he can last a full season. The fans at Citi Field are going to want to hear the trumpets during Edwin Diaz's entrances for years to come. The Mets closer earned a contract that would likely eclipse the record set by White Sox Liam Hendriks' 3-year $54 million last offseason. Diaz's save opportunities were the closest thing to a sure thing in MLB, and that is worth paying for. And the final and most important player they should sign is Jacob deGrom. A contract to Jacob deGrom would rival the $43.3 million annual given to teammate Max Scherzer. But the Aces' presence gives the teams a much more confidence in their starting rotation. Given DeGrom's injury history at age 34, they will have to weigh how much they are willing to give a player that has spent half of the last 2 seasons on the shelf. Or do they make a push for one of the other better starters on the market?